Lucky Star is overrated. Now before you leave a dislike and click off the video, just hear me out for a second. For those of you who have no idea what Lucky Star is a comedy slice of life anime that aired in 2007. I say comedy with quotation marks because as we will see later in the video, this is not quite true. Lucky Star portrays the daily lives of 4 high school girls, Konata, Kagami, Tsukasa, Miyuki, and their peers. The episodes mostly consist of them talking and doing random shenanigans, making it a pretty bare bones and even a repetitive slice of life. The episodes end with a segment called Lucky Channel, in which Akira and her assistant have beef with each other and get into arguments. But first, let me preface this by saying that I actually do love this anime. The characters are really enjoyable, in particular Tsukasa, who is my favorite character. The soundtrack is pleasant, the opening is catchy as hell, the art style is very cute, the anime can be really heartwarming and wholesome, the Lucky Channel segments add a nice break between the mundane episodes. The list can go on and on. Remember that even though something may be overrated, you can still enjoy it. Speaking of which, why do I think this anime is so highly rated? Because I keep seeing so many damn people talking about it, saying that this was their nostalgia anime, or that this is the pinnacle of slice of life, or that it's a must-see anime or some random bullshit like that. Granted, I do understand these claims, but calling Lucky Star the best anime ever is seriously some next level dick writing.
Oh yeah, Terry, 2 beauties!
I've also been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube, whether that would be random clips from the anime, which have garnered millions of views, as well as some analysis videos about it, even if some of them are pretty, interesting.
はい、前、賛成とフレットのチャライよブンブン制服とフレットのチャライよ頑張っちゃちゃちゃ
The anime blew up in the late 2000s and has died down since, but is still relatively popular today, in particular the Out of Touch Thursdays meme, as well as fan art of course. Alright, that's enough talk. Why isn't this anime as good as people say? First off, no filter on this one. This shit is just not funny at all. Now obviously, humor is subjective, but unless you're living in 2007, you would not laugh a single time while watching this, I promise you. You might not even have a singular nose exhale if you know what I mean, when you find something even the slightest bit funny. I wasn't watching this anime like... To be fair, there is a singular segment of the anime where it was actually somewhat humorous, and that was the Lucky Channel. The way that Akira beat the living shit out of her assistant was really funny, and thankfully even after Lucky Star stopped airing, that dynamic was still there. In fact, it was transferred to an even better version of Lucky Star since they have the same voice actors, and that's called Nichijou with Sakamoto and Hakase respectively. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, this anime was truthfully not very funny, which is a bit concerning for a comedy anime. If you want an actual funny slice of life, check out Nichijou or Azumanga Daioh. Those two anime are wildly more funny, and I actually have physical volumes of the former. This one is going to be short, simple, and sweet, but this anime is not very entertaining and is also very repetitive. The episodes can be separated into 2 categories. The first category being the really mundane episodes where all the characters do is just talk to each other. That's pretty much it in the majority of these episodes. But if you like 20-minute yapping sessions, then go for it. The other category being the episodes where the main characters actually do something meaningful, like in episode 12 in which the gang travels to Kamaket to get some manga for Konata, or in the final episode when they do this cheerleading performance of some sort. I know you're probably gonna type in the comments, maybe slice of life animes aren't for you. But so far, slice of life animes are the only thing I've watched so far. But yeah, in conclusion, this next point is mostly my opinion, but it's just the fact that this anime really hasn't aged all that well. Lucky Star references a ton of pop culture that was popular at the time. Of course, because this is not 2007 anymore, a lot of these references haven't aged all that well, and it doesn't help that the majority of the humor in the show comes from these references. In particular, Lucky Star loved referencing Haruhi so much that it became unbelievably in your face. Apparently, there are like 17 minutes of Haruhi references, which is freaking wild. And from what I know, I don't think any of these references were in the manga, but correct me on that since I haven't read it yet. References aside, the humor itself hasn't aged very well, coinciding with the first point of the video. A lot of the humor was probably funny 16 years ago. I will say this though, for a time capsule of Japanese pop culture in the late 2000s, this show perfectly encapsulates that. However, the worst part is that as time progresses, this show will get less and less relevant and fade into obscurity. Like the last time Kevin Herter was good at basketball.
Moves again. Herter for the lead. Bam!
The final point takes quite a weird and peculiar turn, and that's the fact that Lucky Star seems like it appeals towards pedophiles. Okay, it's not that serious, right? Nah, let me explain. But first, let me state that I will be grouping pedophiles and lolicons together. If you are a lolicon, you are a pedophile. But I just find her cute, bro. Nah, dude, you should have some go check your computer. Anyway, let's start with the obvious. And that's the fact that despite the characters being 16 to 18 years old, they all look like they're 7 to 9 years old. And I'm not alone on this observation. While there's nothing really wrong with that, it does feel really weird. There is an exception, however, and that is episode 6. In this episode, there is this whole 4-minute or so shower segment that feels so useless and pointless. But this, of course, is just all for that good old fan service. I still can't believe that people said that this show would get better from this episode onward. This episode actually made me want to drop the show, but I stuck around. This show really seems to be targeted towards pedophiles, especially considering that Konana's dad is literally a pedophile himself. But yeah, that's enough of this degeneracy, I think. This segment is really weird, I know. The final verdict. If you want to waste 6 hours of your life, this show is 100% for you. For people who have a relatively short attention span, or for people who crave a good story, avoid it at all costs. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this show is overrated? Do you like it? Also, apparently there is an anti-Lucky Star group on myanimelist.com, which is pretty funny to me. Needless to say, I think their wish has been granted since, like I said earlier, as time progresses, this show will progressively fade into obscurity. If you enjoyed this video, let me know if I should make more of these degenerate anime videos or more racing game videos. Join my Discord server too, link in the description. It's brand new and you can support and talk to me personally there. That's it from me. See you later. Maybe.